Alice in Wonderland, Murder in the Red Court. Prologue, a most curious court. The Queen of Hearts was not known for mercy, but for once her court was silent. The usual yells of "off with their heads" were absent, replaced by hushed whispers and the clinking of nervous teacups. In the middle of the grand hall, on a marble floor stained faintly with rose-red paint, lay the crumpled figure of the White Rabbit, his pocket watch broken beside him, blood staining his fur. It was a murder, and in Wonderland, such a thing simply did not happen. Chapter 1. Alice Returns. Alice had not visited Wonderland in many years. Now, nearly grown, she had begun to suspect her time in that strange land was nothing more than a dream. But the knock at the mirror in her room that morning, gentle, polite, and followed by a letter slipped under the glass, changed everything. "Miss Alice, there has been a murder in Wonderland. We humbly request your aid. The Hatter." Moments later, she stepped through the looking-glass and into madness once more. Chapter 2. The scene of the crime, the Red Court, had become a sombre place. The roses were painted a darker red than usual. Alice stepped into the great hall where the Queen, still puffed up with fury, paced behind her throne. "This is an outrage," she bellowed. "My court is stained with blood. We demand justice. Heads, many heads." "Peace, Your Majesty," said the King of Hearts, who seemed unusually alert. "Let Miss Alice do what she came here to do." Alice knelt beside the White Rabbit. His eyes were frozen in terror. His waistcoat was torn, and in his paw, clenched tight, was a tuft of blue fabric. Alice stood. "I'll need to speak to everyone who was here." The suspects were summoned. The Mad Hatter, twitchy and defensive. The March Hare, eyes wide with fear. The Queen of Hearts, of course, though she insisted on her innocence. The Knave of Hearts, polishing an apple. The Cheshire Cat, grinning even now. The Dormouse, who insisted he had slept through everything. The Caterpillar, who arrived late in a cloud of smoke. And, curiously, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who claimed they had nothing to do with it because we're far too round to murder anyone, dear girl. Chapter 3. The Clocks Stops at Tea. The White Rabbit had been organising a high tea in honour of time, an annual celebration where the clocks were allowed to run again for exactly 1 hour. He had been seen alive only 30 minutes before the end of the tea. "The tea was cursed," claimed the Hatter, tipping over a cup in disgust. "Time doesn't like to be celebrated. I told him not to do it." "But it was his favourite tradition," said the March Hare. "He always said it was the only hour he felt on time." Alice examined the shattered pocket watch. It had stopped at 4:44, exactly 16 minutes before the tea ended. She found a trail of blue threads leading toward the garden maze. Chapter 4. Threads of Deception. In the heart of the hedge maze, Alice found a torn piece of blue silk snagged on a thorn. The caterpillar emerged from the smoke behind her. "You seek truth, but truth in Wonderland shifts. Did you kill the White Rabbit?" "I do not kill. I question. I suggested perhaps he should stop trying to control time. That's all." "Who wears blue silk?" Alice asked. The caterpillar smiled. "Ask the Knave." Chapter 5. A Game of Lies. Alice returned to the castle. The Knave was already waiting. "I have done nothing wrong," he said, lounging across a chaise, "but I'll admit I hated him." "Why? He was always watching, always on time, always so very moral. I borrowed a tart once. He turned me in. You're wearing blue." "This?" He laughed. "All the best-dressed rogues do." The Queen screamed from the hallway. "Another murder!" Alice ran. Now Chapter 6. A Second Body. In the rose garden, sprawled beneath a rosebush, lay the Dormouse. No blood, just a teacup in his hand. The Hatter knelt beside him, shaken. He looked the sleep eternal. Alice smelled the tea. "Poppy, nightshade, poison. Who poured it?" she asked. The March Hare stammered. I thought it was chamomile. I swear." 2 murders, and now a clear pattern. Time was being punished. Chapter 7. The hidden hour. Back in the White Rabbit's quarters, Alice found a secret drawer in his writing desk. Inside were letters. Threats, really, signed only with a looping elaborate C. The Cheshire Cat. She summoned him. "Why threaten the rabbit?" she asked. "I was teaching him to laugh." The cat purred, appearing on her shoulder. "He was far too serious." "But kill him?" "No. I am not a killer. I'm barely tangible." He vanished again, laughing. But Alice saw something. A clock pendant around his neck, cracked, stuck at 4:44. Everyone's clocks had stopped at the same time.
Chapter
8. The Secret of Time. The caterpillar spoke again. There's only one being in Wonderland who controls time. Alice whispered, the Mad Hatter. Back in the tea garden, she confronted him. You cursed time to remain still, but once a year time moved again for the rabbit. Did you resent him for it? The Hatter shook. He betrayed me. We agreed time should sleep, but he begged the Queen to make it move again. You poisoned the dormouse to hide the first crime. Tears welled in his eyes. He wasn't supposed to die, just sleep. And the rabbit? I only wanted to break his watch, but he struggled, fell, hit his head. Accidental, yet murder all the same. Chapter 9. The Queen's Justice. The Queen of Hearts raised her sceptre. Then off with his. No, Alice interrupted. This isn't justice, this is rage. She turned to the king. There must be a trial. And for the first time, the King of Hearts agreed.
Epilogue.
Time resumes. The Mad Hatter was sentenced to a year of silence, a strange sentence for a man who lived on words. He accepted it with a nod. The White Rabbit was buried beneath a sundial. His pocket watch was repaired and set upon the stone. The Dormouse never awoke. And Alice? She stepped back through the mirror, heart heavy, certain this time that Wonderland was no dream. But as the clocks in her home struck 4:44, she thought she saw a flicker of a grin in the glass.